Good morning, my fellow traders. Hope you all having an awesome day. And sorry for the low voice. I'm having a very bad flu. And if I sound a bit low, then you know why is that. But I didn't want to miss this weekend's video. In my weekend's video, I get a chance to give you as much as knowledge as possible, and I'm glad when I see your messages, your private DMs, that you're learning from my analysis. I met someone in Forex Expo, one of my YouTube subscriber, and he was really happy that he's getting lots of value from a free YouTube analysis. That is why on weekends video I want to show you something that can help you in your trading psychology, that can help you in your trading so that you can avoid as much as loss as possible. Trading is all about losses. And it's all about not losing money. And if you don't lose money in trading, then you are a winner. First, you learn how not to lose money. Then you will learn how to make money. So that is why weekends videos are so important. And I know most of you are a serious trader. I really want to learn, and that is why it is for you. So first part is fully dedicated to the traders who really want to learn. And if you're someone who just want to listen to my analysis for gas, gold, crude oil, silver, you can skip it to the timestamp you have already seen. Now in this weekend's analysis, I'm not just going to show you all the trades that happened last week. I'm also going to give you some tips. For example, if I'm going through commodities like US cocoa, coffee, platinum, and all the other instruments, I'm also going to give you tip what to expect next. So if you watch it, you're going to get some value, some outlook, which I normally give to my members only video, which I upload occasionally for the members. For the YouTube members, it's only $5 a month or £5 a month where you get members only video. But that is something I'm going to also talk about in this video. Free. Trading is a game of probability. You buy or you sell, but you don't know what's going to happen next. For example, if I place a trade here, then I don't know. Tomorrow there might be a big news event. Trump can say something that can cause a market badly against me, but it can say something that can also push the market in my favor. But that is something going to happen tomorrow. The news you might be getting scared of happening tomorrow, but the conditions you are getting is happening today. If you don't enter with the conditions you are seeing today, tomorrow you are not taking any trades, no risk, no profits or no loss. But if you want to make money in your trading, you need to make sure that you are taking a high probability setup, that even if the news came out, then it can fuel your take profits. Now sometime I would say 60 to 70% of time news has fueled my take profit, because I know sometime what happens. I'm talking about stock market. When the market is inside the major structure resistance, they increase the earnings, and that can sometime according to the zones. I can't explain everything here openly on YouTube, but I'll explain that sometime in my private live session. But that is why it is very important to look for the technical conditions which the traders normally look at. Now, talking about these technical conditions. Now, in my priority group, I send trade alerts 1 to 3 times, sometimes 4 times a week. Then I send you the zones to look at for the possible trading setups. But if you're not taking that seriously and you're paying for that, then what is the point of paying? What is the point of learning? You can just follow a signal provider, buy or sell button. He can just send you buy or sell signal, and he's just making himself rich by getting commission. But I am not looking into that. I send you less trade alerts so that you can learn from that. Now, I want to show you a very good example that happened this week. Now I was actually gonna give you an example of a losing trade, which is GBP NZD. First, go to this pair, which is right here in front of you. Now, I also want to keep an eye and read this with me. Once I sent this trade alert, when the entry formed, I've said that similar and opposite pattern found on NZD USD, Euro USD, Euro GBP is in the process. Now, if I would have sent you signals, I can also send you a same signal for Euro, for NZD USD, for Euro USD, and for Euro GBP. But I leave that for you to learn from these trade alerts. Here I've taken an entry, if you follow me, a pullback entry, bullish, that happens above 50 EMA, which is right here. The other ones I've said that a similar pattern found on Euro USD, but opposite, which I'm going to get to shortly. Now, it was about to hit my stop loss. There is a lots of time in the market. What happens? The price goes near to my take profit and then it quickly pushes down. My take profit initially, by the way, was 79 pips, but I managed to this recent highs, which was exactly something like this. So about to hit my take profit, you see the pain there. Now what happened is the price pushes down, put me back in profit here. Now if you're scared of losing, then you would just come out here without taking a potential profit. If you do that again and again, it happened to me last time. The price about to hit my take profit and then it hit my stop loss. Now at that time, if I was scared, I would do the same thing here, that the last time the price about to hit my take profit, this time the market is not letting me come out. So make sure, you should just come out of this trade as soon as possible. Otherwise, that would be another losing trade. But no, I stayed in the trade. I'm a stop loss set there and I knew that the price is going to push down. I am coming out with a stop loss there. So what happened? A big news candle came right here. The example I've given you at the start of the video, that we don't know what's going to happen next or the next day, but we know that the entry condition has formed today. So today, let's say today I've entered here. I didn't know that if the price is gonna push up, but I knew with my knowledge, with my education, with my rules, that it is my entry. Let's go for it. So I've entered this trade after a couple of hours, I would say 1 day later, about to hit my stop loss, and then quickly I got an alert that your take profit is hit. What a feeling is there. And that feeling is satisfying feeling, because that is my reward of being patient, which is lots of 4-hour candles. That is a reward of entering a right trade, not taking a gamble, and the reward of managing my trade to the recent highs, which is right here. So altogether, I came out in profits. So that is a good example of being patient and having a right mindset when you are a profitable trader. If you want to become a profitable trader, doesn't matter if the price hit your stop loss, or doesn't matter if the price come near to your take profit, pushes back down. Once you enter your trades, make sure you are there until it hit your take profit or stop loss. So a very good example of a winner that was sent as an alert, but the other trade was only mentioned. Here, a tip has given to you that find the same patterns. Now, let's see what similar patterns I was talking about, which is NZD first. Here, a bullish engulfing pattern, and here we have bearish engulfing patterns. Now, I have 2 trades on this pair and both were the winner. Now, did I enter with a gamble? No. First of all, I want to show you this trade, the one I've mentioned in my trade alert, which is bearish engulfing candle. Now, I entered at the pullback. If I would have entered at the close, that would be a take profit hit as well. But if you guys follow me, I mainly look for a pullback 50% of the candle. If the candle is this big, I don't enter straight away. If the candle is small, then it's fine. It's not more momentum, so there is still a chance the price can push down straight away if there is a small candle. Now, what do you see here? The price hit my limit order, and same pattern that happens below 50 EMA that was mentioned in the trade alert, and that nicely hit my target. I managed my trade till this recent lows, which was expected, and that nicely pushed down. Now, if you are my student, a textbook entry I teach you. Now, only my students know these entries, which I have not personally taken, which is another pullback entry bearish. Now, how beautiful these entries are. A pullback here, a bearish engulfer here, that would have easily hit your take profit. The ATR of this candle is the 19. So let's see that according to my stops and target rules, that hit your targets easily more than 1 ATR. But again, I've not taken this trade, but I've taken this trade, not with a gamble. Now, when I send you the report every week, I want you guys to learn, go through the report and look for the confluences. First, let's see the report. Right here. So in front of you, we have a Forex report that was sent to the members last week. Now here, I've clearly mentioned the price just broke below the structure into trend continuation, means the price has broken below here. Now we are looking for the pullback and we're just going to go short. Here, what do we have? I'll be closely monitoring this area for the potential sell setup on a smaller time frame if the entry condition met. What do we have here? First, we have this bearish engulfer. That is something for the aggressive trader. In this case, you would have to wait longer for the price to push down because the price then pulled back up, forms a double top. But that would be a valid entry. In this entry, your stop loss would be here. So both would be fine, but aggressive entry is right here. That is why it's called aggressive, because there is low confirmation. What do you have here? A bearish double top pattern where I've entered right here, and which is 1.421 target has been hit easily. A price push down forms a pullback entry that was sent as an alert as well, and both were the winner. But this is not just mentioned in the report. I do live sessions with my students every week. I want to show you the clip where I've also give a heads up about this entry. Let's see the clip and then we're going to connect the dots from there. Okay, NZD is now back in the zone, and we are now looking for bearish trades. Either a double top. We do have this bearish candle. That's not an engulfing candle, so I won't go for it. So I want to see a double top. If that happens, that's my sell signal. Awesome. So you see a power of patience and taking your trades with condition. What a move we have got here. A pullback, bearish double top pattern, and that nicely hit the take profits. No ifs, no buts. Clear condition. Then we have the next one, which I mentioned in the trade alert, which is Euro USD. Let's see that one. So what do we have right here on Euro USD? Euro USD, exact same pattern as NZD USD, both going in the same direction. But what do you see here? A bearish engulfing pattern after the break. Now, you say, Omar, why would you enter here? Not here. And why not here? Because I have a rule for that. But it will make total sense to you when I show you the clip of the live session which I do with my members, and you'll see how disciplined we are, how perfectly we waited for the price to form this condition. So let's see the clip and we can connect the dots from there. And Euro USD is pushing down. My both target has been hit last week. It was a good trade for me, but long one. For now, we are only waiting for the price to break below this low. Only then I'm selling this market. If not, I'll wait. That's what we call trading. Waiting is trading, and that's what we need to. So wait till the price break below this low to sell further. Awesome. So that is what you call patience and taking the trades with right condition. What did I say? Trading is all about waiting. We waited for the price to break below this anchor support. A break below, a pullback. And what do you see here? A nice retest of the previous anchor. That turned what? That turned resistance. And price forms what? A price formed a bearish engulfing pattern, hitting a nice more than 1-to-1 target because I managed the trade till these lows right here. I could have managed lower, but I didn't want to get greedy. I knew the price previously bounced up from this area. That is why that is a maximum area till where I want to manage my trade. I don't have a magic wand that I can see the price gonna go till here, but I do know the price has previously gone till here. Let's manage your trades till these lows, exactly till where the price pushed down, and as you can see below that, and then pushes back up. So you see all three trades, first bullish, then two bearish, but I've sent one trade alert. Now, like I said, this was a trade with I've sent all these tips of Euro GBP, Euro USD, NZD USD. I was going to give you an example of the losing trade that if you follow me just for the signals, and let's assume this was a losing trade and you have just taken this trade because I've sent that as an alert. You see, you would have missed all the other opportunities, but I want you guys to learn from these trade alert. Learn from these patterns. Look for the same patterns. Look for the things I mentioned below this trade alert. But fortunately, this alert was a winner. And you might have made money right here. With that, if you have looked at the other ones, you have made money there. Finally, we have Euro GBP, and which is right here. What a trade I've got in Euro GBP. Let me show you that. Oh no, that's a losing trade. Oh my God, that's supposed to be a winner. Every trade I've taken is supposed to be a winner. No, that is not a reality. The reality is that not every condition will give you the same results. But here, Euro was stronger. And I've still entered this trade, half this candle, and that didn't play out. That is totally fine. This 23 pips for me, nothing. Not a big loss as compared to the profits I have taken. Now, you see this bearish engulfing pattern? That was a losing trade. Now, I want to show you next. NZDCAD. Right here. What do you see here? Like NZD USD, I've entered at the pullback, exactly from where the market pushed down. One more winner here. Now, all the entries I'm showing you it is something my students are learning. It might look simple to you. Sometimes the entry looks valid to you. It's not. But these entries has a 6 rules. The other entries have some more rules. And once all the 6 rules are checked, we are entering the trade. Trading is not looking at the high or low. Must have the objective rules, and all the rules are checked. You are in the market. And then you say, yes, number 1 is check, number 2 is check, number 3 is check. All the rules are checked. Then you are investing your money there because you are a pro in looking at the market. You know the rules, and then you love this game because you have been through all the process of learning. Now, I can't explain and I can't show all the entries, all the patterns which I teach, but something I teach in my YouTube videos like pullback entries, aggressive entries from the zone. Sometimes I also talk about my Fibonacci entries. One good example of Fibonacci entry, which is Euro AUD. What do I say all the time? Not taking your profits is as risky as not placing your stop loss. I would be crazy if I'm not coming out with after price hit 143 pips, 1.6 to 1 reward to risk ratio. And it is not just a gamble. Now you would say, oh wow, how exactly the price hit your top profit and then it pushes back up? Trust me guys, that will make total sense if you are in my course. But let me show you here on YouTube what happens. That's my Fibonacci entry. I'm sure if you guys followed me from last years and years, we had this candle broken below the zone right here, exactly till my upper level of the zone. And these are the entries I often use for natural gas. I know if you guys follow me, you know exactly that. And where is my 1.618 fib level? Exactly here. And where was my target? Exactly at 1.618 fib level. Where was my entry? Exactly at 50% retracement till 1.618 fib level. I often say 1.618 retracement, but excuse that because I have a habit of saying retracement all the time. That is why excuse if I'm saying it as a retracement. That's a fib level, extension level, whatever you want to call it. But I also want to show you before when the price didn't even form an entry, and I have informed my students and members. Let's see the clip from the live session where I've mentioned this entry, then it will make full sense to you. In this type of price action, we can still use Fibonacci levels, bearish here. So that can be a limit order, 50%, 382, and then we can go short to 1.618 retracement by keeping a stop loss above, if there's a 50% retracement. Nice one. So you see the power of taking your trades with right rules, right education. What did I say? Entry at 50%. Take profit is 1.618 retracement. Exactly how we predicted and exactly from where the price pushed up. Now I always say something that 1.618 retracement act as a very solid support or resistance, extension level. In this scenario, it act as a strong support. If it was above, it would have acted as a strong resistance. Lots of examples I've shown you previously. But here, not only that, we had this previous level from where the price dramatically pushed up. Now, I could have came early. I could have exit early by just taking 1.2 to 1 because if you follow me, you know that I also set my target 706, then level 1. And in this type of scenario, my stop loss is smaller as well. So I might have come early, but here the conditions looks fine to me. And that nicely pushed down. And one more confidence I had in this trade, which was again for the students a shout out, an entry pattern that was already formed here, and that would be a winner as well. For me, that's an entry here that hit my fib level. If you are my student, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So one more winner and one more 143 pips of take profit. No ifs, no buts. Clear conditions with which is my Fibonacci aggressive pullback entry. Now, I often upload a members only video on my YouTube, on a YouTube channel. You guys can also join that by clicking a join button you can see on your screen somewhere. That's a YouTube membership that you just need to pay $5 or £5. I don't know how your exchange shows that, but for those members, I upload 1 to 2 videos every single week if I see a possible setups. For example, Nifty. What a good trades we have taken on Nifty. If you are trading Nifty, that was a badass trades we've been taking on Nifty. We started to buy from here, then we sold from here, we bought here again, head and shoulder pattern here. That is something you can see if you are my member. And one more entry I've mentioned, which is my US30 entry. Now, I didn't know the price was going to fall this much, otherwise I would have managed till here, but I'm not really good. I tried to keep 1.221 for indices for my reward to risk ratio if I'm taking breakout trades, 1.421 if I'm entering from the zones. Now, that was clearly mentioned to my members, the YouTube members, which I've just mentioned. You guys can join as well. It is something, and with that, I also mentioned about US cocoa, coffee, all the other ones. And like I mentioned at the start, I can also tell you what to expect next on this particular index. Now, let's see the clip from the members only video, then we can connect the dots from there. And how we enter this trade, you can see that. US30 is just broken below this nice trend line. Now, once this candle is closed, in that case, I'm expecting a price to push further down. Now, less aggressive entry is always a retest or a pullback below 50 EMA. Bearish engulfer to go short. So this candle will decide where the market will head to. Once it's closed, we might see a possible change of trend and price will likely to push down. So perfect. So you see what an entry we have got. A solid close. A solid close I've entered at the pullback. And it nicely gave us a waterfall. Now, I don't know if that's a Trump move. He said about something about tariff. I didn't know that if that news is going to go in my favor or not. I only knew that we have an entry pattern that is a break of this trend line where I've entered before anything could have happened. That could have gone against me as well. I still would have entered, but this news has given a nice take profit to me, and that is what we call patience and taking your trades with right rules. Right education, it is something still due to come in my course, but I'm still talking about these entries, lots of entries in my live sessions so that you guys are still prepared what to expect from the course. In the course, you're going to get full rules. Now, I'm looking at this next level of support from where I'll be buying, which is right here. Like I promised you, I'm going to give you the zones for this one. As you can see, these numbers in blue, that's my zone from where I'll be looking to enter my buy trades with entry condition. Now, one more thing I want to mention here, I could have entered right here, but luckily I've not seen that. That would be a valid entry from the trend line as well, but in this type of entry, it would have hit my stop loss. Just to let you know, in case you're wondering, that would be a valid 382 candle, but a lone 382 candle is a bit risky. Instead, I would have gone for an engulfing pattern at the trend line, because trend line is already a risky patterns, and in this type of patterns, I would go less aggressive. But just to let you know, that would be an entry as well. So that's nicely played out. And with that, I've mentioned a move of Bank Nifty that it's going to likely push up from here. And let's see the clip, how nicely the prediction we have made has played out. And on Bank Nifty, the price is now coming down to trend continuation zone. Now, this is not a very major level, but a level that was reacted in the past multiple times. Now, for the entries, it must go into oversold, which is very soon. And with that, if the price forms engulfers or double top formation or bullish kicker pattern like red, gap down and then a gap up green candle, that will be a buy signal, and that will likely to push the price up. Now, as you can see, as per the last analysis, we had a nice move up out of Nifty from this double bottom area. Now, price pushed up, rejected my termination zone, pushed back down, forming a right shoulder, and has become a head and shoulder bullish pattern. So at this point, price nicely reacted from the head and shoulder pattern. If you are my student, you know the entry type from the head and shoulder pattern. So that would be a first entry here, or the spin bar, and the price pushed back up, break above 50 and 20 EMA. Now, there's a very good chance the price will still push up to the termination zone. As you can see, these numbers in blue. Once we are here, expect a pullback, a range. That is what you can expect. But in the long term, I'm expecting a price to break above. Once we have broken above 56.145, in that scenario, we'll have an entry number 2 triggered, and then price will likely to shoot up. Now, as per the last successful prediction, we have entered a buy trade right at the break, and I was expecting a price to push up, hitting my termination zone. That has nicely hit, successfully hit, and my air bot also triggered a signal, and that also pushed up nicely right here. You might see some sort of pullback, but overall, I'm expecting a price to head higher. On daily, we are getting also a valid bullish engulfing pattern with a bullish cross. That's also a valid confidence the price will likely to push up from it. Awesome. So you see that from the last couple of predictions I've been making all the way from here, we have a nice badass trades here in Nifty. And according to my analysis, we had this bullish engulfer formed, and that nicely pushed up. On smaller time frame, that's still a good push up, but we've been entering, we've been buying all the way from this termination zone where this pin bar formed. But now, as I promised you, what I'm expecting next, I'm expecting a push up to this level from where I'm expecting another fall. So we'll see how that goes. Now, one more beautiful entry we had on AUDNZD. That was a perfect U-turn, I would say a buy and then a sell, but nothing happened without a confirmation. We had this flag pattern break, which is right here. That was my entry, and I've kept my take profit to these highs. And we already had a zone marked here to get yourself prepared for a possible fall. So I knew that the price has a room to push up to this level, but I also want to come out to this high and then look for the sell trade from this level. So let's connect the dot, how we entered this trade and then how we entered this trade as well. Let's see the clip from the live session where we entered this trade. AUDNZD is now right at this level. So that's a breakout pattern we have found. And now a breakout solid candle will see a possible push up, and breakout solid candle will see a possible push down. So we'll see the breakout. We have a zone above that was sent to you in the report, and this one as well. Keep an eye on the breakout. Perfect. So what a move we have got here. A news candle, of course. As you can see, interest rate decision came out for NZD, for AUD last week, and that might have caused the move. But we didn't know what's going to happen. We only knew one thing, that we are getting a condition, a breakout condition, where the price nicely pushed up, hitting the target. But what happens here? Omar, how do you know that we're going to enter the sell trade? We knew that in advance, which is my zones report that was sent to the members, that I'll be monitoring this area for the potential short setups on a lower time frame once entry conditions are formed. The zone was already sent to the members last week on 5th of October. And what do you see here? A nice double top pattern. Aggressive double top, and that nicely pushed down, hitting my 1.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio target easily. Here 1.4 to 1, 1.4 to 1. Both entries happen with conditions, no ifs, no buts, clear conditions. Since I'm talking about breakout trades, one more beautiful breakout trade, a waterfall of red candles we have got here. Of course, the news, the interest rate decision came out that fueled the take profit, but did I enter blindly? Did I enter right at the news? No. The spread is so high that at the news time, you won't be able to take a trades like this. Trust me guys, you can try that. You will see the broker opens your spread and it will open so much in loss that you might have just covered your spread in this move, not even get a profits. Why did I enter here? First, I want to show you the clip from the live session. Then I will show you two confluences of this trade. Now, NZDCHF is forming an interesting pattern. We might see a possible breakout soon. So keep an eye on this one. NZDCHF. Breakout above will be my buy and breakout below will be my sell. So we'll see how that goes this week. Keep an eye on this one. Solid breakout, something I want to see. Nice one. So you see how nicely the price broken down. It was not a change of trend, but it was a trend continuation. Now, first we had a breakout. Let me close this Fibonacci retracement. Extension levels, and as you can see, what do we have after the break? It is not just a break, it is also my 382 Fibonacci candle. That is also my 382 Fibonacci candle. Students, a shout out to you, an entry you learn in the course with a breakout with this candle. That was my entry, and that nicely played out. And that is what you call entering your trades with conditions, no ifs, no buts. Not just a breakout, it is also one of my entry type which I teach, and that is also a winner. Now, in trading, you not just learn things, you get experience, you can do lots of good predictions, what market can do, but because if your job is just to look at the candlestick, just to look at the markets, just to look at the zones, you can even predict if that zones is likely to be broken or not. Now, if the zones is likely to be broken or not, that is also one of my rule which I want to put in the course, but let me give you a flavor of that. Now, hey, talking about platinum. Now in platinum, we have entered this breakout trade. Already in the last video, I've shown you that. Now, this breakout trade, a member asked me a question in the live session, what will happen to this zone? And I've clearly mentioned that there is a very strong chance that this zone will break. How did I know? Of course, no one can be 100%, but this time I knew with an experience. First of all, I also looked at the strong momentum candle approaching the zone. And when I see the strong momentum candle approaching the zones, I am very reluctant to enter the counter trades. And if the zone is not really strong, if I look back, as you can see here, lots of choppiness, that zone was not really a stronger zone. So I hope you guys are learning from this, what I'm telling you right now, that how I figured out this zone is going to break. That was a reason. Strong candles approaching the zones, not a stronger zone. And that is how I figured out this zone will break. So let me show you the clip from the live session where I predicted about that this zone will break. Platinum is now at the major double top area and breakout there as well. So that would be enough for your breakout trade here. I would say till here. That's a good push up already, just keeping a stop loss below. That's already more than 1-to-1. But now it can still push up. There's a very highly likely chance it can still push up. If you want to manage your trade, feel free to manage. Since I'm seeing this nice bullish candle, so there's a very good chance that this zone will break. Solid chance. Perfect. So what did that save me from? It saved me from entering a bearish trades here because I knew this zone is not stronger. There is no point of taking your sell trade. Instead, wait for another good confluence. Wait for maybe a sell trade. What happens? The price forms a head and shoulder pattern, a completion here, and now I'm looking at the price to push even further down. A quick tip for you here on platinum as well. A break of the trend line, a head and shoulder pattern, and that is something now I'm expecting a price to push down. And a similar prediction I've given for DXY as well. It's going to make video really long, and that is why I just want to wrap the first part. And I really hope you guys have learned something from the first part of this video. And if you have, please take a moment to hit the like button for me. It really helps me in the YouTube algorithm. I do all this hard work for you so that you guys can learn from the free knowledge I'm trying to provide you as much as possible through my YouTube videos. And if you are really liking my system, go to moneymarkers.uk, and if you really are a beginner, want to learn the full system from the basics to the advanced level, then that is a plan for you. That's the only plan for you if you are a beginner. Get everything here. That's a lifetime plan. You get Discord group, my mentorship all the time. You get free indicators. You get my Money Markers AI bot as well. That gave you some good badass alerts as well, which I don't have time to show you this week, but next week I might show that. So you get free with that. But if you are a trader who may be a profitable trader who just don't want to go for this plan, just want to try, that's the standard plan, and standard plus plan is here where you get my live sessions. In this plan you don't get a live session. But if you want to get these two plans for free, either join this plan, you get these two plans for free, or join one of my partner brokers by going into broker section. Join any of these with minimum 1k of deposit, then you still get my AI bot, Money Markers AI bot. With that you get standard plus plan totally free. If not, that's totally cool. Make sure you hit the like button for me so that you can get these content every other week, and daily analysis of course every day. Now let's start the analysis with natural gas. We're going to go through gold, silver and crude oil, starting with NEMEX. Now I get a question here in the comment section that why do you do analysis at different conditions on the different platform? Because if you trade on OANDA, for example, I look for my pullback entry on OANDA. For example, if the pullback entry happens on OANDA, which is right here, that's my valid pullback entry. In case you're wondering, my student knows about that. I take my trade here because I look at this pattern and I also look at capital.com. But on NEMEX, sometimes it aligns. That's a valid pullback entry, so we can go together, pullback entry bullish, and in that case we are aligned. But let's say on MCX there is no pullback entry, it still did push up. So if I get a condition some on the other platforms, means it might push up on your platform wherever you trade, but that is just a condition I want to look for. Some traders, they love NEMEX and some traders will trade on capital.com. I personally trade on OANDA, talking about natural gas only. That is why I look all three of them at capital.com, NEMEX, and capital.com is normally has a similar price with the other brokers. So that is a reason I want to do. It's going to move on in the same direction, but sometimes it aligns together as well. Let's look at NEMEX platform. Now all the platforms are aligning together, so there's no need to get confused here. Now price is inside the major structure trend continuation zone at this point that previously acted as a good level of resistance. It might now act as a level of support. It might fill the gap as well, which is right here. If that happens, it's going to come all the way to the trend line that have connected from this low on a daily time frame, if you look here, to this low, and then we might see another push down, a gap fill, and then a possible continuation. The brokers might adjusted the price because when the market opens above in gap, they normally want to keep up with the price, a pre-gap price, which is right here, and that is how the gap fill occurs and then the price pushes up. So if that happens, keep an eye on this trend line where you can see a possible bullish engulfers or double bottom. I normally want to see a bullish engulfer. Pin bar is a weak signal, still a valid signal. But if you look for bullish engulfer from the trend line, that is a strong confluence. Now, that is a reason if the price breaks below this zone. The recent zone that the price is inside of, which is right here. You can mark these zones on your charts on all the 4 platforms. So price is now for NEMEX is inside this zone. Now, it totally depends how the market opens. If it stays above this zone, means we can see a possible push up. If it stays below the zone, then we are looking for this trend line here. And if we are broken below this trend line, we are looking to the next level of support, which I'll keep you guys informed in the upcoming videos. For now, keep an eye on this support zone. If the price forms a double bottom because there is no engulfer, or if the price goes down, forms a bullish engulfer, aggressive engulfer entry, then I'll be going long. But that long won't be for the long term. It will be good enough for me to cut my profits of 1.2 to 1 or 1 ATR initially. Then I'll be quickly coming out because we have this bearish cross, bearish EMAs till where the price can get to and then fall back down, or maybe form a double bottom to go long. So either a bullish engulfer in this zone or either a push up, pull back and double bottom. If that happens, that's my sell, that's my buy signal. I'll keep my stop loss and take profit. I'll go 1.2 to 1 ATR initially and then manage my trades. So that's the one condition here. We are in the zone and we'll see how the price opens. Look for the double bottom. Now if there is no condition, price dramatically pushed down, I'll be looking at this trend line for the next entry condition. If broken below without a condition, I'll be looking at this zone, which I keep you guys informed. So make sure you keep subscribed so that I can keep you guys informed with every single day with every single move. So keep an eye here and let's see where it goes. Now on capital.com, the zone is a bit lower. That is why it might open down in gap and align with NEMEX, but that is not guaranteed. Now here 3.280 goes to 33474. I've just shown you the screenshot. If the price push down, form a condition, I'll be going long. Now one more thing I forgot to mention. If the price, let's say first look on NEMEX, pulls back up here without a condition and forms a bearish engulfing candle, I'll be just going short term only, exit here and look for double bottom to go long if the condition forms. If no condition forms after the short, I'll just stay out after taking my profits and look for the next break below this low and look for the next pullback entry bearish. So very simple, look for a sell trades below 50 EMA if the condition forms and no buy condition here, and then exit here and look for your buy condition within this zone. A similar goes here. If the price forms a bearish engulfer below 50 EMA, I'll be going short. Or if the price push down, forms a bearish engulfer here, I'll be going short. Or if the price forms a bullish engulfer first, I'll be taking long, exiting my trade here and going short if the price forms a sell condition to go short again, and we might get a double bottom to go long. So slow my video and I'm sure you're gonna get to that. So for now, look for the bearish trades till you get here. Look for the buy trades once you are here. Look for double bottom for the strongest entry, and then we are going long if the condition forms. So whichever condition you get first, bearish or bullish, we are taking the trades. For now, we are below 50 EMA, short-term bearish till this zone. If the zone is broken, we are looking at this level or the trend line on this platform that looks like this. That is on capital.com. Now on Awanda, the zone is broken. Now here, using discretion, I've just marked this little box. Now in this box, either I want to see a double bottom or otherwise I just want to see a pullback and bearish engulfer to go short. Only bearish trades, but a pullback must happen and then bearish engulfer must happen below 50 EMA. If there's a double bottom here, I'll be going long. The long won't be a big target, but a good enough to cut my profits. And MCX guys, you are in the support. I've already shown you the support. Keep looking for the support and look for your double bottom. This entry didn't play out, but now you can look for the double bottom entry or aggressive entry since there's a very strong level now. Next up we have gold. I've already sent you a notification on my Telegram channel about what to expect from gold, exactly how I predicted on Telegram channel. If you have not followed me there, make sure you follow me there as well. Now price heading towards the recent highs, which is 4053.84, goes up to 4059.86, an area from where I'll be looking to enter my sell trade if there is a bearish engulfer, and it must has a divergence in the RSI, a high here and a low here as well. If that happens, that will be a short-term sell signal, possible pullback and a correction, then come out and then look for the next buy trade if after the correction we have a strong engulfing pattern to go long. If 50 EMA is broken, then we have a support and anchor support, which is right here, these numbers in blue. That is a possible area from where the gold will likely to bounce back up. So we'll see after the price hit this zone. If no engulfer, if the price breaks above this high, that's simply a continuation signal, and then we are looking for the pullback and bullish engulfing patterns and simply going long. So nice uptrend. Look for your correction from here and then look for this pullback and then buy again above 50 EMA with entry conditions. Silver nicely pushed up as mentioned with my fib entry hitting 382 retracement, 50% retracement, hitting target 1 right here. Now I'm still bullish for silver. Silver can still push up from here, but I want to look for my less aggressive entry, which is a solid pullback in the zone above 50 EMA with bullish engulfer. Simply that, and then I'll be going long using 1 ATR for my target. Simply look for buy trades with pullback and engulfing pattern if you are not entered aggressively. So only buying with pullbacks like this, like this, like this. One more pullback we are getting here, and with engulfing patterns we are just going long. Finally, we have crude oil. Crude oil has nicely played out from this head and shoulder pattern, but it didn't play out after the break of this termination zone. It quickly fell back down. Now we are approaching the major support, which is right here. Now that's an area from where the price previously bounced up. Looking at the weekly, looking at the daily, looking at the 4-hour, all the levels are aligned, and that is an area I'm looking at for the possible buy trades if the price forms bullish engulfers or double bottom entry confirmation. Keep an eye. In a meanwhile, I'm just looking for the pullback and bearish engulfing pattern to go long, to go short. If I use my Fibonacci levels exactly from here, I'm expecting a pullback. Could be till 50% retracement or 382 retracement, and then we can see a possible fall back down in this zone from where I'll be looking for my buying condition. For now, either a pullback entry bearish, either a pullback to 382 50% retracement with sell limit order. That's totally up to you, the trading style. The pullback entry bearish is less aggressive entry. This entry with the limit order is aggressive entry. If you want to take it, that's totally up to you. Or a pullback back to the zone that is recently broken, from where I will be looking to sell this market with bearish engulfers or double top pattern. So keep an eye for these conditions. Once the condition forms, only then we are taking the trades. So that's it for the long video. Hope you got a value. And if you've learned something out of my video, don't forget to hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new so that we can all trade together and trade efficiently. Hope you trade green, and see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care.